All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 19 of Brat Said That. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hope everybody had a great Monday. It is December already. 2025 is almost out of here. 2026 is coming soon. Hope everybody had a great weekend. We're going to tell you about my weekend. We're going to tell you about sports, Survivor Series. Oh, what a show. What a show. So, before we start, we need to do two things. Well, three things now. First, we got to make sure I'm live. Because we do that every week. Make sure I'm live. Yada, yada, yada. Because, I don't want to be talking and filming this for an hour plus if nobody can hear me or see me. So, let me just turn down the volume. All right, I see myself, handsome man, on the microphone. All right, there we go. I am live. Gotta crack open that Coke Zero. I'm watching WWE Vault posted. What is it called? I don't know. I dropped the remote. Like legendary wrestlers' last matches, and I'm watching the Immortal Hulk Hogan. Obviously, the match that they're showing is not his last match, but in WWE against Randy Orton, Survivor Series 2006. We all remember that match. RKO'd on the car hood or the trunk, and yeah, that was Randy Orton in his all legend killer type form. Oh man, I'm excited. So, hope everybody had a good weekend. Like I said on top of the show, hope everybody's doing good. Survivor Series. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna jump right into Survivor Series. I had friends over. I had the best friend over. The newlyweds, Hernandez has come over. Raleigh was here. Rolly was here. Raleigh. I call him Bubba because it's easier for me to, not mess up his name. Penny was here. But the newlyweds, they brought their dog Turbo over, and Rolly was not having fun. He was not very appreciative that we brought another dog over, so he was growling, and we had to take Turbo and send him back home so Rolly can relax. But hey, we got him last week. He's settled in. Definitely not my dog. Babe's dog, 100%. I tried. I was like, at least give me one dog. Penny loves you unconditionally. Rolly loves her unconditionally. I love her unconditionally. She's an amazing person. But she enjoyed Survivor Series. She's learning more about wrestling, which is great. It is hysterical. She's talking more about wrestling and history than I am. So it's definitely rubbed off on her. But let's take a chug. Take a sip of drink. And let's get into Survivor Series. The results. Team Rhea defeated Team Baddies, Team Asuka, Team Becky, Team Nia, whatever team. Kind of repetitive. I think the good women have won like the last 4 or 5 years. We've seen the spot with Io Sky and the trash can. Not much happened. It's hard because I don't, this is going to be weird kind of coming from me because I've always said I don't watch AEW. But I think the Blood and Guts women match was a lot better than this. It was cool. You had Rhea. She dressed up as like Art the Clown. But it was just 40 minutes. It kind of led more of the AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch feud. Becky taps out after taking a, what is it called? From Rhea. The something Gator. And then AJ hits her with the Black Widow, which those petrify me. I'm telling you, if I see one, I'm out. I'm going somewhere cold. But yeah, Last Legend came out to not much of a reaction, unfortunately. Nia Jax still looks a little, clumsy. I'm not here to say bad things about the women. I love the women. I love war games and matches, but it wasn't that good. We've seen it before. Alexa Bliss, Charlotte. It was what it was. It was very repetitive. AJ Lee didn't do too much. She won for the match, but it was just a lead up with her and Becky. But other than that, guys, that was the War Games women's match. Then we got a good match I was excited for. Dominic Mysterio regained, got back his Intercontinental Championship that he should have never lost. Liv Morgan came back, what exciting. Good to see Liv Morgan back. Good to see her kind of back with the Judgment Day. I thought there was going to be a little friction between her and Roxanne Perez, but nevertheless, Dominic won. That was John Cena's last ever PLE, last pay-per-view match. I would have liked to see him. I don't know. I didn't want to see him lose. You know, I want to see him lose to Dom and get his title back, but you know, the whole this was a weird year for John Cena. We're going to talk more about John Cena. His last final match is coming up in a few weeks, and we're going to have a whole show dedicated to John Cena. We really are, but it's been a weird year for John Cena. It really has. I don't book this stuff, like I said, but I would have changed some things. I really would have. Having John Cena lose, you know, but we got to look forward. We can't look for the past. John Cena's last match is coming up, and yeah, so Dominic is once again the Intercontinental Champion. He should never lost it. John Cena, he goes to his last PLE with a loss. Liv Morgan came back. Great to see. Liv Morgan came out. She ran. She kind of punched Dominic, but you know, kind of made it look like they hit each other, or she hit Dom. But it was all rouge, you know. Gave John Cena a big kick in the groin, and Dominic retained. Those 619s from Dominic were just... John Cena sells those 619s. Very weird. Very, 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 very weird. But that's that, you know. Then you got Stephanie Vasquez versus Nikki Bella. Just a basic match. Good match for Nikki. Stephanie seems a little frustrated, I heard, you know, but that can be any, you know, Nikki Bella, she can wrestle all the time, but people are still not going to appreciate what she's done. Basic match. The whole thing was like the devil's kiss. You know, it's not the same without Booker T and commentary to go crazy about the devil's kiss. But Stephanie Vasquez retained the Women's World Championship. What's next for her? What's next for Stephanie Vasquez? Am I saying her last name? Vasquez? I hope so. But basic match. The 4 matches on this card, guys. Very upset. I would like to see some Survivor Series matches on Survivor Series. Who would have thought that would have been a good idea? But no, we gotta wait for. We had to watch the SmackDown before. Like I think we talked about this on the last show, right? No. Yes, maybe we did. I don't remember. I'm old. But have some. It's okay to have more than 5 to 6 matches on a show, especially when it's 3 hours long. I know both War Games matches went over 40 minutes, but you can squeak in like a 10 or 15 minute Survivor Series match between like MFT and, you know, Team Phoenix and the Good Boys. But like, I don't know. I really don't understand what's this whole. Why do we need 5 matches on a card? I just don't like it because I feel like the Survivor Series, you can get 10 or 15 guys an extra payday. Put them in. Have some Survivor Series matches. Have a War Games match. Hell, you got two rings. That'd be pretty dope. But, you know, it is what it is. And then the main event. The main event is what I want to talk about most. The Vision, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and the Beast Brock Lesnar defeated the good guys. CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, the Uso, Jay and Jimmy, and Roman. I predicted this where I said, like, if the good women are gonna win, then the bad guys are gonna win. If the bad women are gonna win, then the bad guys are gonna, you know what I mean? The good guys are gonna win. It happened this time. So the Vision won. It was why do we have these War Games matches? Like, I understand, like, the Bloodline, they wanted, like, that was a big feud. This was like, hey, I don't like you. Well, I don't like him either, so I don't like you, but I don't like you less, so let's not like this guy more. Let's fight him in a cage. Oh, here comes Brock Lesnar. Logan Paul, what are you doing? Nothing? Okay, hop on the team. I don't know. Jay and Jimmy Uso, they've been in, like, every War Games. Cody Rhodes. It's like the same 6 people in the War Games on just different sides. It doesn't make sense. Go back to Survivor Series. Go back to what it was 30-something years ago. almost 40 years ago. Team warfare, elimination, Team SmackDown versus Team Raw. War Games is very stagnant, especially if you're going to fight outside of the War Games. You know, like, I thought it was cool, like, Jey Uso, he got, like, you know, he was got in, you know, he went on top of the cage, and he's like, yeet, yo, and then all of a sudden, Brock Lesnar's theme song comes out, and then Roman comes out, but then Roman took F5 through the announce table, and then Logan Paul gets the brass ring, brass knuckles, and then Roman hits everybody with his... I don't know. But the one thing we all don't know is a mysterious man attacked CM Punk, leading to the Vision of victory. If you didn't watch Survivor Series, at the end of the match, some guy completely dressed in black, head to toe, boots and gloves, scaled the cage, came in, stopped, kicked CM Punk, sidekick, then a curb stomp a la Seth Rollins, scaled up the cage, and left. And that led Braun Breaker to pin CM Punk. Big win for Braun. A lot of people were like, oh, who's going to take the pinfall? Didn't think CM Punk was going to take the pinfall, I'll be honest. But that is the biggest mystery of the show. Who is this mysterious man? We haven't found out yet. But if you do go to bodyslam.net, cheap plug, and you go down to editorials, you will see 5 men who could be the mystery attacker from Survivor Series. And that article was written by yours truly. And I'm going to read that article to you because I love how it came out. So, 5 men who can be the mysterious attacker from Survivor Series by Brat Jackson. And I wrote, Survivor Series War Games 2025 closed with the Vision, Brock Lesnar, Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre standing tall at War Games. However, the biggest headline was not the victory. It was the unknown figure covered head to toe who blindsided CM Punk with a kick to the face, followed by a curb stomp that looked exactly like something Seth Rollins would deliver. Rollins has been out for months and no clear timetable has been given for his return. That immediately sparked the question, who was under the hood? I forgot to add a question mark under that question. Fans have thrown out countless theories, ranging from a brand new superstar of the Vision to a returning rival of Punk or someone connected to both. These are the 5 men who stand out as the most believable suspects. Now, I'm going to just name the men. You go read the article yourself. First man I thought of, Austin Theory. Haven't seen him in a few months. Theory has not been heard of for months. A comeback inside of Paul Heyman's Vision would make perfect sense for him. Okay? He's young, he's hungry, he's talented, and this can be the push that he is waiting for. Then, I'm sitting here doing my thing. I get a text message from my best friend Terrell. He says, Montez Ford, with the I exclamation points. I was like, Montez Ford? That dude who attacked CM Punk, he was built, he was quick. I don't know. But Montez Ford was not the first name that came to mind until a recent video he posted started to make me talk. Now, it wasn't about the Vision. He was just sitting in a nice, like, 2-piece suit, smoking a cigar. I was like, wow, that's very Vision-esque like. But his athletic profile, which we saw from the Masked Attacker, I put this, Ford is a future WWE champion and a future WrestleMania headliner. A reveal like this would put him on that path immediately. Excuse me, I got something stuck in my teeth. Leftover ham. Is it still weird to have leftover dinner from Thanksgiving? No, because it's less than a week. Then I put Chris Jericho. Now, here's a good thing, and I saw this on Sam Roberts' podcast. This mystery man can be anybody now, okay? Obviously, there was somebody who was younger and more athletic than Chris Jericho is now, but you can have Chris Jericho reveal himself to be the hooded figure. I put Jericho is in his 50s, and it's fair to question whether he would move around the cage with that kind of speed. But he has been rumored for a return. And this is, like, I didn't put this in the article, but these are the returns Jericho loves doing. The mask reveal. When he came as Penta in AEW. When he was on the other side, when Dean Malenko and Cyclone, ripped off his mask as Dean Malenko. He loves doing this, and I feel like he's done it a few other times. But Jericho has a long history of mentoring young talent. Like the Jericho Appreciation Society, Inner Circle Learning Tree, taking Braun and Bronson under his ring, Logan Paul. Imagine those two. And here's the thing, too. I would love to see, like, a Chris Jericho, Paul Heyman connection. Because I don't think we've ever seen that. I know, like, they both are very good on the mic. But, man, that would be, like, a really cool Tatum? Tatum? I don't know. And he also has a feud rivalry with CM Punk. Now, I know it was like WrestleMania, so it wasn't like a blood feud, but still, got a lot of history from him. Chris Jericho doesn't like losing, and he doesn't like losing at WrestleMania. So he could have held on for this grunge for the last 12 years. And especially this stuff from AEW. They won't bring that up, but... then I got Buddy Matthews. Buddy Matthews is another interesting candidate. He has a deep history with Seth Rollins from the Messiah era where he teamed up with AOP. I feel like he's gonna come back to the Rhea. You gotta think Rhea Ripley is his wife in real life. Rhea is one of the top stars of the company. I know he did sign a multi-year deal with AEW in July of 2024, but you never know what happens. He's been out with an ankle injury for a while, so maybe it could have been him. I would like to see that, And then I put Seth Rollins. Of course, there's always the simplest answer. Seth Rollins, doing what Seth Rollins does. Seth Rollins hates CM Punk. He's already shown his, I'm hurt, but I'm not hurt. So, haha, screw CM Punk. But there's nothing more than Seth Rollins wants to do than to make CM Punk's life miserable. So, really. And also, I thought of somebody too. It could be nobody. It could be nobody. What if there's no reveal? What if it's just somebody who... I know that Paul Heyman did a promo last night where he said he had nothing to do with that, but Paul Heyman doesn't always have a history of telling the truth. But it could have been nobody. It could have been, somebody... I don't know. I'm trying to go with somebody for nobody, but... I don't know. I think it was Austin Theory. Austin Theory hasn't been seen or heard from for months. I've always heard that he's going to join the Vision. And I want to see, like, Brock Lesnar lead this team. Keep Logan Paul with the Vision. Keep him with Paul Heyman. Braun are just amazing talent. So, whoever this masked man is going to be, here to you, Triple H, you have everything that you need to make this reveal perfect. Now, it doesn't have to be the same person who climbed the cage, jumped in, attacked CM Punk. You can do anything. It is endless possibilities. Don't mess this up. That's all I'm saying. Don't mess this up. This can be Jericho. This can be Rollins himself. This can be since you didn't reveal it on Monday, this can be anybody. So, cheers to you, Triple H. You have the chance to do something great. Don't mess it up. We all love a good mystery reveal, especially in wrestling. So, that was Survivor Series. A lot of people didn't like it. I like everything. I do. I'm a simple guy. I like everything. I'm not complex. I would like to see more Survivor Series tag team matches. War Games is kind of outdated. Especially if you don't have a roof. Get a roof. Okay? But, there you go. Go to my article on bodyslam.net. 5 men who could be. I think it's Austin Theory. But, it can be anything. Now we got to move to Monday Night Raw. The last time is now tournament finals are set. Gunther versus LA Knight. Yeah. Winner takes on John Cena at Saturday Night's Main Event in just a few weeks in John Cena's last match. So I was thinking about this. Now, I know LA Knight or Gunther, they're going to face John Cena. They're going to be his last match ever. And that's an accolade. That's something they can hang up their hat to. Even though neither of them wear hats. But, what's next? I feel like, hey, you just beat John Cena. You just faced John Cena. You went through a whole tournament to get this match. This should be a little bit more added to that. A little bit more to that match. So, I think the winner, even if they face John Cena, beat John Cena, retire John Cena, they should get something more. Maybe a World Heavyweight Championship match. Maybe a WWE Championship match. Something more. But Jey Uso is not facing John Cena. I know a lot of people were just aching to see Jey Uso. You know, they didn't want to see it. But Jey Uso lost. Quick pin, 1, 2, 3, LA Knight, yeah. I would like to see LA Knight versus John Cena. Gunther already had his Goldberg moment. He already retired Goldberg. He already showed him as dominant that Gunther is. So, I love LA Knight. I want LA Knight to face John Cena in John Cena's last match ever. Excuse me. We're going to talk about that when it comes up in a few weeks. But it's sad. One more John Cena appearance. It's heartbreaking. I love the dude. Great dude. Great ambassador for the sport. One of the greatest. Even if you don't watch wrestling, you know who John Cena is. My mom loves John Cena because he was in a Hefty bag commercial. And every time she sees John Cena, she says, Hefty, Hefty, Hefty. But that was, Raw wasn't that much, I did want to point out a few things. We're going to have to wait until January Rumble for a pay-per-view. There's no pay-per-views or PLEs in December. What is going on? There should be a pay-per-view, especially if you're having how many weeks between Survivor Series and Rumble? TLC, Armageddon, Roadblock. Even if it's like that one thing they had, like Day 1 was cool. I like Day 1, Slow Connection. Oh, well, you shouldn't be Slow Connection. We pay you very well, Cox Cable. No, we don't do Cox Cable. Oh, sorry, I'm going to make sure. Oh, but yeah, no December pay-per-view. It makes me upset. Have a December pay-per-view. Yeah. Then, that's just me ranting. That's just me being old and grumpy. But then they announced Braun Breaker versus CM Punk World Heavyweight Championship January 5th. I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on Braun just yet. But what a start for the year for Monday Night Raw. Braun Breaker, he is going to be a World Heavyweight Champion. He is going to be a WWE Champion. He's going to headline WrestleMania. But I don't see him doing that just yet. There's a lot of talks about maybe Braun versus Brock at WrestleMania. That would be dope. Brock Lesnar, he faced Omos at WrestleMania. So, a match against Braun Breaker isn't something oddly like a, reality. Oh, there's a Ric Flair versus Shawn Michaels. Now, here's the thing. I know I've been doing my show since a couple months. They had Sting's last match. It was Sting and Darby versus Young Bucks, Cousin Nick and Cousin Matt. And if you ever watch this match with Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels, before Shawn Michaels kicks Ric Flair in the face and retires him, he says, "I'm sorry, I love you." And I was like, I know 1,000% the Young Bucks are going to do the quiet opposite. It's like, "We're not sorry. We don't love you." And super kicks Sting in the face. And that's exactly what he did. Brastradamus. But, yeah, that was 2008. What a send-off for Ric Flair. Then he went to TNA, ruined it all. And then had his last match ever where, clear. Jeez. Little sad news we got to talk about. Unfortunately, CM Punk and AJ Lee's dog Larry passed away. It's sad losing a dog. I lost my Chihuahua for 18 and a half years. It's a sad thing. It's a very, very sad thing. My thoughts and prayers. I know it's just a dog, but dogs are family members. So if anybody, I love my dogs, You know, I'm still warming up to Rolly, but Penny, you know, I don't want to say that out loud. You know, I do love Rolly, but he's a little pain in the butt sometimes. But yeah, so shout out to them, Larry, Rainbow Bridge. Here's to you, Larry. But yeah, but that was really it. Survivor Series came and went. A lot of people weren't happy with it. Monday Night Raw, they can do anything with this masked man. Don't mess it up. Do not mess it up. Braun Breaker, CM Punk next month in January. Can't believe January is next month. AEW, they're doing the Continental Classic again. I like tournaments. Round robin matches are cool. I know there's like the Continental Classic. I want to just get the bracket and show you. The winner is the AEW Continental Champion. Okada won in 2024, and he's the champion. So this year in AEW, they're doing it again. The winner is at World's End, I think it's called, 2025. So so there's two leagues, the Blue League and the Gold League. Blue League, Claudio, Moxley, Takeshita, Cassidy, Masquerade, and Roger Strong. Gold League, Kevin Knight, Kyle Fletcher, Pac, Darby Allin, Mike Bailey, and the champion Okada. They've had a few matches. Claudio, Moxley, and Takeshita all won 3 points. Kevin Knight, Fletcher, and Pac all won 3 points. I think it's the Blue League and then the Gold League face each other, and then I don't know. It's a round robin tournament. Fletcher defeated Okada, and Knight defeated Allen. Moxley defeated Dorada. Claudio defeated Orange Cassidy. Pac defeated Bailey. Takeshita defeated Roderick. So they're doing Claudio versus Moxley next, which is two Death Riders facing each other. Okada versus Pac, which that is just a legendary matchup. And Kyle Fletcher versus Kevin Knight. So, you know, it's Tony Khan loves tournaments. So, just another tournament in AEW. So, yeah, that's a tournament. Good for them. Tournaments, man. And then AEW Winter is coming. Dynamite Special. Samoa Joe versus Eddie Kingston for the AEW World Championship. December 10th. That's going to be a hard-hitting battle. I'm excited for that. Samoa Joe, legendary Eddie Kingston. I don't see them putting the belt on Eddie Kingston. I don't want to say ever, but maybe not yet. He just came back from injury. But, hey, you know, that's going to be a fun match to watch. Samoa Joe, you can really put him in with anybody, and he'll do great. AEW, you know, I'm watching a lot of AEW. I'll tell you, Brat said that Blood and Guts was better than Survivor Series. I'm going to say that. It was. Maybe because of the blood. No pun intended. There was blood. There wasn't any guts, but I thought Blood and Guts was better. And that is, I don't think I would ever have said that, you know, if I wasn't watching both shows. So, you know, good for you, Tony Khan. You got my admiration, you know. You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention, said a racist. The actor. No, not the actor. The character. Christoph Waltz is amazing. I was going over this. I was going over, you know, we're doing the first ever Brat Said That Awards of 2025. And I was like, oh, Ring of Honor. We haven't checked in Ring of Honor for a while. Now, let's talk a little history lesson about Ring of Honor. Excuse me, I got a cough for the first time on the show. Oh, that was 2 coughs. Ring of Honor, like 2006, 2007. Amazing. Growing up Long Island, you would go to Sports Plus, RIP Sports Plus. We saw a lot of Ring of Honor shows. I think Christian was there once, and he teamed with like Cole Comano or somebody. Shows I went to, We got Front Row. Delirious came through my hat in the ring. That was cool. I love Ring of Honor. So when I was training to be a wrestler out here, we helped set up Ring of Honor events. They had their anniversary shows. Pretty sure it's the anniversary shows out here. We set up the ring, got to meet all the wrestlers. I met Matt Jackson. I said, "Hi, Matt Jackson. I'm Matt Jackson." I have like a Ring of Honor shirt, staff crew. I don't have anymore. Maybe it's probably in the closet somewhere. I love Ring of Honor. Haven't really focused too much on it since the Tony Khan purchase, but Final Battle 2025 is here, and I want to look over the card. I really want to put a little focus on Ring of Honor. Let's see. They got Ricochet versus TBA, AEW National Championship. Tony Khan said, hey, this National Championship is going to be defended in other promotions. So, Ring of Honor, I know it's like AEW Light, but hey, Ring of Honor, 23-year history, versus TBA. Pure Wrestling Rules Tournament, final match for the inaugural Ring of Honor Women's Pure Championship. What? We gotta check who's in that. I love the Pure title. Pure title is like one of my favorite titles of all time. Okay, so they have Queen Amanada versus Deonna Purrazzo versus Billy Starks and Yuka Sakazaki. This is a title for Deonna Purrazzo to win. So, wow. I'm really looking forward to that. This is December 5th. What is that? That's Friday. What am I doing Friday? I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out or check the replay if I have to go to that thing called work. So that'd be cool. Wow. Then we have Athena versus Pacifiphone for the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship. I don't know. Pacifiphone. She's only 24. She's from El Paso, Texas. Okay, she wrestled in Mexico. Okay, so hey, Athena, if you don't remember, Ember Moon, doing great things outside of the WWE after being released a few years ago. Then you got the 6-man Tag Team Championship. Shane Taylor, Charlie Bravo, and Captain Sean Dean versus Skyflight, Scorpio Sky, Dante Martin, Darius Martin. Okay. And then you got Survivor of the Fittest match. Bandito, Blake Christian versus the Beast Mortis, Sammy Guevara, Commander, and Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Championship. Wow. Then you got Mercedes Moné versus Red Velvet, yada, yada, yada. No, I'm joking. Good for them. For the Women's World Television Championship. So they got the Women's World Television Championship, the Pure Championship. I don't know if they have a Tag Team Championship. They have a Women's World Championship. So good. Focus on the women because they deserve it just as much as the men. And I say that thoroughly with my heart. And then, Sammy Guevara and the Beast Mortos versus Tommy Billington and Adam Priest. That's a close name to Adam Pearce. Every time I see that name, I'm like, what? For the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship, it is vacated. Why is that title vacated? Who is your favorite Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions? Mine got to be the Kings of Wrestling, Claudio Castagnoli and Chris Hero. And then, I was a big fan of the No Remorse Corps. I had one of their shirts. You remember them? No Remorse Corps? That was back in like 2008. Why is the title vacated? Let's see. Title vacated. These titles were vacated when Whoosh was out with a knee injury. Okay. All right. Well, wait. That doesn't make any sense. If the champions were Roosh and Sammy Guevara for Love Faction and Goblin in that team, and you're having Sammy Guevara and the Beast fight for the vacant. Why don't you just keep them? I don't know. I don't book this stuff. And then you have Lee Moriarty versus Nigel McGuinness in a 30-man Iron Man match. When did Nigel come back? I was excited. Nigel McGuinness is one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. If you speak about ROH Pure Champions, I think he was the final Pure Champion. Did they bring it back? Let's see. He fought a Double Nothing. Well, he's okay. So he's had a couple matches. He's been in that Casino Gauntlet. Okay, Forbidden Door. So, hey, Really good card. I would say don't miss this card. This is a great card. Wait, is it during a convention? Yeah. Oh no, it's part of. Okay. But yeah. So check it out. Ring of Honor Final Battle. Check it out. I do want to talk about TNA Wrestling. TNA Wrestling inks an exclusive multi-year deal with AMC Network for a Thursday night Impact show beginning January 15th. Heck yeah, TNA, good for you. That's awesome. I love AMC Network. You know it for The Walking Dead, and I think it was Breaking Bad was on AMC, right? So shout out to AMC. I used to watch Comic Book Men. I love that show. Kevin Smith, his mom just passed away too, so rest in peace to the Smith family, or thoughts and prayers to the Smith family too. But good for TNA. Good for wrestling. You know, we're going into 2026 hot. WWE needs to work on some stuff. AEW, I can't believe I'm saying like this, but AEW's been on, like, you know, ratings are a lot different. Like, yeah, you hear the Monday Night Raw, or the Monday Night Raws, Monday Night Wars, R's and W's, kids. You know, it's like, oh, this rating household, this, and this. Nobody watches that. You know, YouTube now, you got Devo, you got TiVo, you got all this stuff. What was that thing called? Where you could watch TV, stop it, and it's like, oh, you record, what was it called? You can record the shows. It was, what was it? Hold on. I'm having a hard, TV, I don't remember what it's called. Like, you remember this back in the day? DVRs. Yeah, DVR, right? DVR is like, oh, why is Gilligan's Island on my DVR? Okay, just, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about. How's everybody doing? We're having fun tonight? We're just having fun. We're having fun. Babe's at work, just me and the dogs hanging out. They're sleeping on the couch. We do got to go on to the Octagon UFC 323 this week. We will give our predictions next show. I just want to go over the main card. Marab is defending the champion against Bantamweight Championship against Peter Yan. Marab looking to retain 4 championships. Excuse me. Hi, guys. Marab is trying to defend the UFC Bantamweight Championship 4 times this year. Record. Nobody's ever done it. Pantoja's taking on Joshua Vaughn, who's coming off probably the match of the fight of the year. Brandon Moreno versus Tachu Taria. Henry Cejudo, Triple C versus Peyton Talbert. And Jan Blachowicz versus Bogdan Guskov. We'll talk more about that coming up next show. We'll give our predictions. We'll lay it out. I'm off at 7. Hopefully I get off a little earlier. But we do want to talk about UFC 324. Now, we talked about it a little bit last show. Dana White just announced the fights. A lot of people are upset, mostly because of 2 things. Paddy Pimblett getting a title shot after not really facing anybody of top tier. Yeah, he faced Michael Chandler. You can't disrespect Chandler. But a lot of people are upset about it. I like Paddy. Paddy is undefeated in the UFC. A lot of, like, it's a hit or miss with title shots. You can get a title shot, 6 fights coming off of a streak. But he faced Michael Chandler in April. That was really his only huge name win. Of course, he beat Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson, no matter what, he's only fought once, twice, 3, 4 times in 3 years. Wow. 2022, 23, 23, July and April. So he's not very active. But a lot of people are upset. And then the UFC 325, they're upset about Diego Lopez getting another title shot against Alexander Volkanovski. And I understand you got Lerone Murphy, who's undefeated. You got other people on top ranks. A lot of people are just crapping on Dana White in these picks, you know. Like, you can go 10 fights on a win streak and not get a title shot. You can lose the title, win, and get another title shot. So where's the consistency? Where is the, where is the love? What's going on? Really, what's going on with that? I do want to make an announcement right here. For this lopsided matchmaking, Dana White, the goof, you are this week's recipient of the BratWurst. Ladies and gentlemen, BratWurst, you are prime BratWurst nominee. Number 1, the Paddy Pimblett interim title shot. Biggest controversy of the week. Paddy has 0 wins over top 10 opponents, yet somehow it's got an interim light heavyweight title fight. Meanwhile, you got Armin, Gamrot, Turner, and Fazeev sitting there. Star power over merit. Fans and fighters calling out UFC favoritism. Ridiculous, embarrassing. What are we doing here? Creating a championship path that looks like WWE booking. Paddy jumping the line. Top contenders losing motivation. Lerone Murphy literally said he fell out of love with MMA because of how UFC hands out title shots. Dana White versus Logic. Press conference moments. Dana always says, this is what the fight people want. This is the fight people want. This is how business works. Paddy sells, deal with it. Perfect line. This week's BratWurst goes to Dana White for turning UFC 324 into the Paddy Pimblett Protection Program and proving why, once again, that rankings matter only when he feels like it. So, Dana White, cheers to you. You are the BratWurst Award winner. But other than that, UFC 323 this weekend. We're going to talk all about it next week. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk more about it. NFL Week 13 is in the books. And we have some teams that have been eliminated. So we talked about the New York Giants being eliminated last week. 2-11, 2-10 at the time. Eliminated teams joining the New York Giants. The Arizona Cardinals, 3-9. You are out. The New Orleans Saints, 2-10, you are out. Tennessee Titans, 1-11, you are out. Those are the 3 teams that are eliminated from the playoffs, along with the Giants. Wait, what was that? There's another team? What team? What other team is eliminated from the playoffs? The Las Vegas Raiders have been eliminated from the playoffs? But they're doing so good. The Raiders are terrible, folks. They're eliminated too. I'm doing a little skit. 2-10. Trash team. By the way, speaking about trash, next month, January 2nd, I will be doing a roast battle. If you don't know, I'm not very good at roast battles. The people at Roastamania, Sean and Mike, doing a trash of the night. Me versus Orlando Joshua. I'm 0-2 in roast battles. I'm not going to go 0-3. I'm not striking out. Orlando Joshua, you might be a good guy, but I'm coming for you, buddy. We'll talk more about that in a few weeks. But I want to go over week 13. This time, no teams can advance. I was looking at this. No teams can clinch next week. So week 15 is probably the first week that we can talk about teams clinching the playoffs. I know Chad LGBT, he posted his picks. Bears defeated the Eagles 24-15. Dolphins with a win over the Saints. Texans beat the Colts. That's an upset. The Jets actually won. I watched that much, folks. They won by that match. The 49ers defeated the Browns 26-8. That was a lock of the week. The Panthers, the possible playoff Panthers, defeated the Rams 31-28. Hey, take a look at the Panthers. That is my nephew James's favorite team. Shout out to him. And his birthday is tomorrow. So happy birthday, bub. Jaguars 25-3. Buccaneers with a win over the Cardinals. Watch out for the Buccaneers. Seahawks 26-0. Goose egg. Who puts up a goose egg? You're guaranteed like 3 or 7 points in a football game. Bills dominated the Steelers. Chargers beat the Raiders, but the Raiders are trash. Broncos squeaked out I didn't see this. Squeaked out a win from the Commanders. and the Patriots just killed the Giants. So I don't think any team has clinched yet. But we will look at the standings because the Patriots are on top of the AMC. They're 11-2, 10-game win streak. Really, AFC North, Ravens and Steelers 6-6. So that division is that division self for grab. Jaguars and Colts and Texans. Wow, okay. Did I really just crap on the Texans and say that was an upset? Because they're 7-5, 4 straight wins, 3 straight wins for the Jaguars. Colts lost 2 in a row. Titans trash, you're out. Broncos 10-2, won 9 in a row. Good for Denver. Chargers 8-4. Raiders lost 6 in a row. You're crap. Chiefs 6-6. They're not making the playoffs, folks. I know I was a little worried with them sneaking in, but it's not going to happen. NFC, Eagles lose 2 in a row. Cowboys, unfortunately, 6-5-1, won 3 in a row. Commanders 7 losses in a row with the Giants. Bears 9-3, Packers 8-3-1, Lions 7-5. Wow, Bears 5-win streak. What a! It's gotta be a fun Super Bowl, you know. Buccaneers 7-5, Panthers 7-6. They're right there, both with 1 wins. Then the Rams and Seahawks and 49ers. Yeah, so I can see the Rams, Seahawks, 49ers all clinching. Or if that's how it works. Oh, is this Batista? Oh, Batista versus Triple H, WrestleMania 35. Let me tell you something about WrestleMania 35. It was the last WrestleMania before COVID, and that show was so long. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna make this 2 nights." So, and it was in East Rutherford, New Jersey, my backyard. So yeah, that's it for like NFL. Shout out to them. All the teams eliminated. We can't really, we're not gonna have any clinching just yet. We're gonna talk about the Week 14 next show. Usually probably Thursday or something like that. I was looking about MLB stuff. Free agency. Pete Alonso is hot news. New York Mets. Polar Pete might be going to Boston Red Sox. That would be good for the Red Sox, not good for New Yorkers. You don't want to see your homegrown guy move to the Boston. But, there's other, free agents, but I don't know. I was trying to look for, anybody that really relativity, MLB has, let's see, catchers, JT Realmuto, Pete Alonso, Josh Naylor went to Seattle, Carlos Santana, Paul Goldschmidt, Rhys Hoskins, what else? Will Castro from second base, oh, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is a free agent. He was this close, IKF from winless World Series. Bo Bichette's going to be a good name. I think Toronto should wrap him up for a few years. Alex Bregman, third baseman. Kiki Hernandez, Paul DeJong, left fielders, Michael Conforto, Alex Verdugo. Just looking at these, nothing really, it stinks. I don't like baseball in the off season. I miss baseball. But that's baseball. NBA, Cooper Flagg won Rookie of the Month. Only good thing going on with the Mavericks. Shout out to Cooper Flagg. I know they're doing that NBA Cup stupid Emirates thing that I don't really care for. But, I don't know. Did it already happen? It's a multi-stage tournament. It's ending December 16th. Oh, T-Mobile Arena. Maybe I'll go if I get tickets. Obviously, that's how you go to the show if you get tickets. Yeah, so East Group A, Toronto Raptors, Orlando Magic, Knicks, Heat, Thunder, Suns, Lakers, Spurs, Heat. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's an in-season tournament. It's dumb. But, hey, they're having the semifinals and the championship game in Vegas, so who knows. Shout out to them. Let's see, Mavericks How the Mavericks do? Mavericks were 1-3. So hey, whatever. And really, guys, that's okay. No, that's not it. That's nowhere near it. We talked about the MLS playoffs. It's down to the finals now. It is Inter Miami FC versus Vancouver Whitecaps FC. Inter Miami has Messi. If you don't know who Messi is, you don't know soccer. So I didn't even know Vancouver had soccer. Like the whole country of Canada. I didn't even know it was a soccer prone. Like, you're in Canada. Obviously, these players are from all different worlds, but like, you would think Canadians do hockey. But what's this? Oh yeah, it's Triple H coming out. Oh gosh, I'm tired. I'm gonna have a hot dog. But guys, that's it. I do want to say one thing. I'm doing a comedy show tomorrow at Wise Guys, my home, where I got my start. Doing a little open mic tomorrow at 7. You know, if you're in the Las Vegas area, come by. It's $5. I make jokes. A lot of jokes. 3 minutes. Not much. Not much anymore. 3 minutes. When I first started doing comedy, 3 minutes was like a long time. 3 minutes is a long time. But I think I busted out like 9 minutes the other night. So that's it, guys. I know it's like a low energy kind of show. You know, it's just, you know, you do this show twice a week. Not much news, but, you know, we'll be back on, I want to say, maybe like before work on like a Friday. Yeah, because I think you know. So we'll be back on the 5th of Friday. Anyway, so that was Survivor Series. AEW is doing good. Judgment, I want to talk about Judgment Day. I thought there was going to be a little discourse between Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez, but there's not. So it seems like that. Breaker versus Punk in January. Continental Classic is going tough. AEW Women's World Tag Team Championships, the finals. Babes of Wrath, still got to find out who they're facing. Ring of Honor Final Battle. Check that out. UFC 323, we'll talk more about it next show. Dana White, you are the BratWurst Award winner. Actually, you know what I can do? I like when I see other shows do this, so hold on. I want to put like tracking music in the background. Alright. So there's that. NFL Week 13. Is your team still in it? How is your team doing? My team is trash. So the Las Vegas Raiders are eliminated. Didn't talk much about hockey. Hockey's hockey. The NCAA football, college football playoffs. I don't understand it. But MLS, we have the finals January 6th. So we'll talk about that next week. Hey, follow me on Twitter. I'm at 400 followers, guys. So we're building this platform up. I think I'm in works to getting like a new platform where like it's just not me talking in front of an iPhone on Facebook Live. I think I found like something like StreamYard, which is better. So follow me on Twitter, Brat said that X. Instagram, Brat Jackson. The O in Jackson is a 0. Brat Jackson YouTube. Check out bodyslam.net for all your sports news. I'm going to go hang out with the dogs. And guys, that's it. So, do me a favor. Love yourself. Love each other. And love sports. And love dogs. Hold your dogs tight. Give them kisses. Okay? Get them sprayed and neutered. Alright, guys. That's it. Have a great show. Or have a great night. Enjoy your week. I will be back on Friday. Or, we'll see. But that's it, guys. Goodbye.